You join me here in the glamorous offices of Orion Publishing UK, and your chance to win one of these most exclusive of signed proofs of Joe Abercrombie's Red Country, coming in October. Listen to this extract and answer the question thereafter for your chance to win. They were laughing when they clattered over the rise, and the shallow little valley opened out in front of them. Something Lamb had said. He'd perked up when they left town as usual, never at his best in a crowd. It gave Shy's spirits a lift besides, coming up that track that was hardly more than 2 faded lines through the long grass. She'd had black times when she was younger, when she thought she'd die out under the sky and be left to rot, or caught and hanged and tossed out for the dogs. More than once she'd sworn she'd be grateful every moment of her life if she ever got to come this way again. Eternal gratitude hadn't quite come about, but that's promises for you. She still felt that bit lighter as the wagon rolled home. Then they saw the farm, and the laughter choked in her throat, and they sat silent while the wind fumbled through the grass around them. Shy couldn't breathe, only stare, veins flushed with ice water. Then she was down from the wagon and running. "Shy!" Lamb roared at her back, but she hardly heard, head holding nothing but her own rattling breath, pounding down the slope, land and sky jolting around her. Through the stubble of the field they'd harvested not a week before, over the trampled down fence and the chicken feathers crushed into the mud. She made it to the yard, what had been the yard, and stood helpless. The house was all dead charred timbers and rubbish, and nothing left standing but the tottering chimney stack. No smoke. The rain must have put a stop to the fires a day or two before, but everything was burned out. She ran around the side of the blacked wreck of the barn, whimpering a little now, eyes wet. Gully was hanged from the big tree out back. They'd hanged him over her mother's grave and kicked down the headstone. He was shot through with arrows. Might have been 20, might have been more. Shy felt like she was punched in the guts, and she bent over, arms hugged around herself, and groaned, and the tree groaned with her as the wind took it and shook its leaves, set Gully's corpse gently swinging. Poor old harmless bastard. He'd called to her as they'd rattled off on the wagon. Said she didn't need to worry, because he'd looked to the children, and she'd laughed at him and said she didn't need to worry, because the children would look to him. And she couldn't see nothing for the aching in her eyes, and the wind stinging at them, and she clamped her arms tighter, feeling suddenly so cold nothing could warm her. She heard Lamb's boots thumping up, then slowing, then coming steady until he stood beside her. Where are the children? If you were listening closely enough, you will know the name of the character hanged over Shy's mother's grave.